Bhavnani from InfoReason. I'm in IT from last 5 years, and I worked in like different phases of the software development. So like I worked on server side, UI side, and database side as well. So I'm currently working as a full stack developer. Kind of. And one more colleague I'm having with, here. Just you can introduce yourself. I'll ask.
Yeah. Hi guys. Good evening to all. This is Nitin Ramdale joining. I'm a UI developer at Information Technologies, working since past around 2 years, and currently I'm working on the client side in Information Technologies.
Okay, Nitin. Okay, guys. Let me start from the beginning. Like, if you know about the software companies, so like, what kind of work do you know that software companies work? Anybody from you?
Software developer fixes the bug.
Yeah, it is right. But before fixing the bugs, we have to create something, right? Okay. First of all, let me tell you, like in the software development, like companies are having two kind of work. Like that company will be a service-based company or product-based company. So, do you guys know the difference between the service-based company and product-based companies? Let's make it a
Yes.
two-way communication, right? Yeah. And anyone?
Yes.
Can you answer it?
First is just like YouTube, Facebook, Google, etc. And second is just like Flipkart, Amazon.
No. That all are different domain. Like see, some companies having the service based, and how we can on what dependency we can say that a company is a service based and company is a product based. See, if any company is working for some other company to provide them to work on their product, and if they are providing the services and they are working for their products, so that will be a service based company. We are providing service to them for their product only. This is the kind of service based company. And in product based company, like they are having their own products, so they will work on their own product and they will like kind of sell their product. And like many of the applications you have seen that in that like we have to buy a license for that. It's kind of I will say, for example, we can say tele or busy, we can say it's a product, right? So we usually use that product and we pay for it, like for the 6 month and 1 year we usually take the subscription. And we can say one more example of product, we can say NPAV, that is a net protector, right? So we usually like take the license of that and we pay for that. This is the product of some company. So that is kind of a product based company, like they are having their own product, right? So like in that way I'll introduce InfoReason. So I'll say InfoReason is a product based company, and partially it is moved now onwards to service based company as well. Like from last 2 years I am having a big clients like Swiss Re, which is an insurance company of US, and like we are working and we are providing service to that, and we are having many more clients as well, like Johnson and Johnson as well. So we are working for that as well. Okay. So now in introduction we can say like we are having two parts. In day we are having two shifts. In day shift we are working as a software developer, and in night shift we have one more work like recruitment, that is related to the US recruitment work. So mainly I am from the day team and I'm as a working as a software developer. So like I'm working in a service domain. Like we are providing the service to the Swiss Re company. So we are working for them only. So these are the two parts of info origin as well. Now, now I'll come to the software development life cycle. So what are the careers or what are the roles do you all know about the in the software development field? Can anyone tell me?
Sir, repeat the sentence.
Yeah, yeah. What kind of role, what are all the roles do you know, like in the software development things?
Sir, first of all,
Okay, let me tell you. Let me share my screen. Is it visible to all?
yes, sir.
Okay. So like in companies, if you look for the roles, like you will be finding that we have a UI developers and we have a then we have a service developers and we have a database team as well. We can have BAs. Then we have QAs. So these all are the roles here. Many more are there. So basically, you know about the UI developers. Do you know the difference between UI developers and service developers? Okay, let me tell you. The UI developer will work on normally like if you are opening any web app or any page. So just to visualize that thing, whatever you are able to see, that's the thing, that's designing part basically UI developer will do. On service side, like whatever request you are doing, this in detail that Nitin will tell you after that, after me, that in detail Nitin will tell you about this in detail in this all the things. That service developer will work on all the logical parts of this, all the calculations and database operations, all that will do. Then we come to database team, that all the queries and whatever data we are having. Normally in the software, what we usually do, we play with data only. Like we are storing the data. Like you, most of you always used, I think, IRCTC app, right? So what we will do in that, we usually create the profile first. We have to log in and we have to fill our information and we have to like do tickets booking and anything like. So we are just playing with the data. So data is the most important plays a most important role here. So we usually store the data in the databases. So we to handle that all the things we are having the database teams. BAs are kind of like business architects. So usually they like I said you that like in service, like if service based company is there, so they usually take the requirements from the client and they usually create the architecture kind of like what they are needing and they convert all the things in the technical terms and in the technical design. They usually create this all the things and deliver to us like to the developers, then developer do the development. Now QA is the quality assurance, like they are kind of testers, so they usually do testing of the application, right? So testing is also of kind of two types, manual testing and automation testing as well. So in automation, we usually write the scripts that, like in manual testing, you have each and every time if we are making any small change in the code, So you have to like test it again and again. So it takes too much time. So for overcome these problems, like that automation scripts are there. We can use Selenium as well, and many more are there. That tools are there, like using which we can use it. We can do the like automation testing. So we usually run that automation script, and all these steps, all the operations which we have to perform, we can do with that only, right? So like these all are the roles which are present in the development life cycle. Now SDLC is the process, like software development life cycle. What we usually do in that? So first of all, that comes to the requirement gathering. Like if I have to create any software, so first thing which I have to do, like to take the requirement from the client, right? So whatever requirements he is having and whatever all the things he is having, he requires in the software, that we usually take from it. That's the role of BA. They usually take the requirements and other things from them, and they convert that in the technical steps, and they provide it to us. Okay, so now then we usually do the exploration and technical overview as well on this, all the things, like whatever requirements we are getting, so we have to work on that. Now according to that, we have to select like in whatever things we are needing. Like for the UI we can make in Angular, in React, in any other technology, in Vue.js. We are having so many frameworks available for the UI. So we, according to that, we will select UI. In services as well, we can use Java, Node. So we usually select that thing. In database as well, we are having SQLite, MongoDB, and SQL as well. So we usually select this all the things. Then after the requirement gathering and these things, we usually start our development. So like in the SDLC, we usually in InfoVision we usually follow agile framework, agile like workflow. So agile is kind of the thing, like we can take requirement at any time from these clients, and we can develop it. And in that process, we, after the development, we usually the kind of testers will do the testing. So after the testing, if we are getting any bugs, so then we will do usually bug fixing. Okay. After that bug fixing, the tester will test that code again, or the functionality he will test that again, and he will pass that things. Then we can say we can usually deploy our code in the production, right? So deployment is kind of like we are deploying whole code in their like environment only for the actual use. So this is whole software development life cycle we usually follow here. So you got to know, like you got like all the roles in the software development, like the testers, UI developers, and other things, and this SDLC life cycle as well. Any queries, guys, till now? Anybody? No? Okay. So, like, how many technologies like you have here till now? Like, here at InfoReason, we worked on many technologies. See, this is React.js, Node.js, JavaScript, Java, MySQL. These all are the technology stack that we are using here. So you can like come to this site and you can see all these things what we are doing actually. So in services as well, we are providing the services to the Swiss Re, and we usually create the applications as well. Custom application development we are having here. So we are providing the solutions in these categories. So all the information you will get here. If you need any more information, so you will get here. Apart from this, anybody has any questions? Okay. Now I'll ask Nitin to like deliver you about the technology stack and other things like what we need for the web development. So Nitin, you can continue.
Thanks, Amit. Guys, please let me know if you can already see my screen. Is the screen visible, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So guys, can you tell me what kind of impression do you get by seeing at this picture? This is the standard web application architecture. So let me know your thoughts on this picture first. Hello. Just a basic understanding that you might have got with this picture.
Guys, do you have heard about these terms like client side, front end, back end? Any one of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you tell them? Whatever you know.
Okay. Let me tell you about all the terminologies used here. So, for example, if you are on any browser and you are visiting a website, so that basically consists of front end, back end, database, and there is also one more layer which is of cloud platform, whether it may be Azure DevOps or Azure AWS and all that stuff. So, for example, if I show you the Google website, so all the stuff that you see on the website that is visually present here, this comes under front end. So basically UI, that means user interface. So all the stuff that you're seeing up here comes under front end. Then if I write something, for example, write Origin Technologies Private Limited, and I am getting the results that comes up. So if you see on the picture here, these are the browser. So I have made a request from the front end towards the back end. Now that backend consists of server side. So if the server may have the databases as well as the static data. So if this data is present in the server, for example, whatever the search results are appearing up here for the InfoOrigin keyword. So if that is having in the server, it will respond back. So we get the response from backend and we save data on the databases. And then server, the backend side, which is a server side, that usually uses queries to retrieve data from the database. So this was all about this picture. Let me show you a live example on how it usually does. So for example, if I right click and I go to inspect and network here, so let me type ABC. If I type ABC and press enter, you see a request has been made here. And if I go to payload and the query string, it says ABC. So this is how front end connects and communicates to the server, and then server responds of whatever the results that it is having, either in the database or the static data. So for ABC, these results have come up. So this is the standard process on any of the websites that you see in day-to-day life. For example, YouTube is having its own magnanimous servers where all the songs that you see, their queries are being set up already. So that is how when we search for any song on the YouTube, it reverts back to us with the data that it is having. So I'll cover up the UI side first. So as I said, that whatever you see on the screen, that comes under UI, user interface. And for example, I go to inspect. If you see elements, everything is written under HTML. So you guys, have you guys heard about HTML? Don't worry, I'm not going to ask questions related to HTML. You can just say yes or no if you have ever heard this term HTML.
Yes, sir, we heard.
Okay. So if you see if I am on this line for basically the header of the HTML, everything that comes under this HTML. So this is how we present elements on the screen. For example, I have to put this image up here. For example, when Google might be designing this their website, they must have some design on their thought. So they must have thought that there must be a picture up here, then there must be a search box where a user will search, then we have buttons over here that takes to Gmail if you want to search on the images, and this is the sign in, sign out. So this is how we design on the UI and present the elements on the screen. So for example, if I want to have this button's name changed, so let's see. So this now says sign in, and if you are designing your website and you don't want this button to be named as sign in, and you want to rename this button, and just type take me in. So let's see. Okay. So if you see now this button says take me in. So this is how we code on the front end. We take HTML elements and then we have the elements that we have, for example, a div or a button or a input box or an image. So this is how we present elements on the screen. So if I go to if I click this thing and go to Google, this says image. So this is the standard way of how you present data on the screen. Now there is one more part, is the CSS, which means cascading style sheets. So the style sheets is what gives appearance and customizations to the data that you have seen. For example, this blue, red, yellow, blue, green, all these colors are coming from CSS. So for example, if I go to this button, so you'll see this background is being given as blue. So if I want to customize this background and I want to have it a red color, so if you see, I just click this color and it has become red or orangish, I would say. So the customizations or the appearance changes that we do, that all comes under the CSS. that is cascading style sheets. Now, the whole skeleton that you have seen, that is HTML, and the customizations that you do, that means the styling that you add to the HTML. For example, this HTML element button, you have added the color, that comes under CSS. Now, the third part, which comprises of the website, is the programming language, on how it is interacting. So, most of the websites that are built, that you'll see, doesn't matter how modern or how old it is, it comprises of JavaScript. So JavaScript is the language through which the client side communicates with the server. So the image that I was showing, sorry. So this is the don't go deep into the terminologies as HTTP request. We'll just consider it as a request. So for example, you have let me explain you in normal terminologies. For example, you have gone to a restaurant and you're ordering. You have looked at the menu and you have ordered something. So the waiter will go towards the kitchen and tell that this person wants this dish, and comes back with the dish. So that is what is happening up here. The client side is asking for a request, and the request comes back from the server. So the programming language that is being used for this to make this HTTP request, that is JavaScript, and that is how you communicate. That is how front end communicates with backend on this side. So for basic website that you see, there are three most important elements that you might want to learn. Is first of all HTML, which is the whole skeleton that you see in front of you. Then CSS, which gives styling to the web page, and then a programming language, that is JavaScript, for the front end. So these are the three most important aspects if you want to be a web developer in future. And then there are some advanced frameworks that is added, like Angular, which is made by Google, then React.js, which is made by Facebook. So these are some advanced level frameworks that you might need to be a web developer. And as for example, as me, I am the UI developer here. So for example, Amit is a full stack developer. So apart from front end, a full stack developer is someone who knows front end, back end, and then infrastructure as well. So for example, Amit is capable of handling this front end. If you go towards the back end, we have Java, and then if we want to query to the databases, we have MySQL. So these are the skill sets that Amit is currently having. So that comes under full stack. So this was all about how about the application architecture. So if you guys have any questions, please ask.
No questions, guys?
No, sir.
Anybody? Did you got all the things? Like, if you are not having any questions?
Nitin, tell them about the skills required in different means layer that you show them in the form of, we say, MVC framework that we are working. So tell them about database skill or different, for example, in Java that we use struts, hibernate, spring kind of thing. What kind of means so many JavaScript family you have shown them. So what is the learning path and how much time it will take? what kind of packages, future prospects are there. Can you tell them to students?
Yeah. So basically, if you're looking up for an IT job, the basic domains that are upholding the whole IT fraternity are basically front end. You will be a front end developer. You will be a back end developer. You will be a DevOps guy. Or you will be a full stack developer. So full stack developer is someone who will have all the skill sets that all these different domains are having. So for the front end, I'd say, back end is something which comes under a bit advanced level. So if you want to have a start right now, I would suggest go for the front end technologies first. Have a basic grasp over HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Once you have all these skills on your hand, go for an advanced version or a framework of JavaScript like React.js or Angular JS. React is an extended JavaScript library, while Angular is a whole complete framework in itself. I have worked on both of these frameworks. Currently, I'm working on Angular. So these are the skills that will be suffice to um, have an entry into the IT technology. And then if you move towards a bit advanced level, then there is Java. For the backend, there is Ruby, Python. These are the languages that you will be needing to have a grip over. And for SQL and for the DBMS things, you have MySQL, MongoDB. MongoDB is something which is in trending right now, and a very scalable structured query language. So that is on the database side. And other than that, then there is data analytics and DevOps. These are the different domains that you can jump into. So the most important thing is to have a plan on how you want to trigger your career, and the time frame that you're asking, sir. It usually depends on individuals, on how speedily they are gaining the knowledge. So I think in today's world, there is if you open YouTube, you'll find hundred of tutorials. If you just type HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you will find hundred and thousands of tutorials for free. So I think in today's world, there is no need to spend a lot of money even to have the knowledge. So, and the best part is you can start from your home just. So whenever you find free time, I suggest that you should first of all gain the knowledge on how different domains are working, and where you fit yourself, and then I would say start exploring all the skills that is required in that particular domain.
One thing is like I will say here that like that IT is a too vast. Like here you will get many things like nowadays this data analytics and data science and like AI is on the boom. So like at the initial stage, I'll suggest you like just start towards the small things. Like just read about and like work on all the things. Like don't see for the UI. Like don't go in the single phase only. Like only in the single way. Like if you are doing only UI and if you are going in only the service, like take learn all the things, like whatever opportunities you are getting, like work on all the things. After that 1 or 2 year, then you can decide like like what in which field you are more interested. Like you can go in that field only, but initially we should have knowledge of all the things. like how the things are connecting. Just you have to connect the all the dots, like, and learn in the parts by parts, and don't, like, you should be a keen learner, I will say. You should have that interest that how these things are working, how we are at sitting one place only, we are handling all the things. The internet is too, like, powerful thing in today's world. We can do anything with this kind of things, and with the single laptop only you can do anything. So all these banking applications, railways, all these things are working from the single laptop only, right? So just you should have that kind of interest in that things, like how these things are working, and behind the scene what with all the operations which we are performing, how that are going on, and how we can do that things. If some application is there, so like how, what is the architecture of that application, we have to see that. So this all the things we should be like interested in that things, like how this all the things are working. Technology doesn't matter, guys. I will say your logic will be there. Just to solve any problem we can have multiple solutions, but the, like, you are achieving the task, but to achieve that task we have a better ways, like, so, one way will take more time, second way will take a better approach, so it will take a less time. So, like, we have to learn that things, like logic should be there. Technologies, you can take any technology, it will be just a syntax changes. So just, like, increase that interest in yourself, like I have to learn these things, and like explore by yourself as well. Don't depend on anyone else, like anyone else will come and will teach you. Like, you guys are having that projects and you have to submit that in the final year. So, like, I'll say create it by own. However, like, you can create a new idea as well. Just try to create something new things there. Don't think about that it will be done or not. Just you will learn the things from there, right? Anything other specific thing, sir, do you need, Abhijit sir?
Yeah, Amit, tell them, give some tips about preparing for interview, uh, preparing for jobs, or hunting for how to prepare their resumes, how to, means where to search, what kind of things they have to do. Give some tips to, because they are so much means small kids like.
Yeah, yeah. So guys, like, we are having the internet now onwards. On the YouTube, if you will search, you will get all the tips. But still, I will say, like, if you are creating your resume, so like, initially, I know that you are all are freshers, but initially try to create a small kind of projects. I will not say a big projects, but you can create, you can work on small CRUD apps, which will like, in which you can see like how UI is connecting with the services and how services is connecting with the database. So if you will search on the YouTube only, you will get all the things there. So I'll suggest you that like, create at least 2 or 3 small demo projects kind of that, so that like, like, in the theoretical we usually learn all the things and we will not get any problems there. We just usually learn them and we write on the paper. But actual world is different. Like, in the interview they can ask the theoretical questions, there you will get that knowledge, but practically what, like, we usually do practically, and in the practical time you will definitely face a problems which you never learned there. So I will suggest you to create 2 or 3 projects, demo projects kind of this. So the CRUD operations and like a demo app in which you are entering the data and filtering the data and getting all the data from the database. And in resume, mention that as well. That link as well you can mention there. Like, I have created this, I worked on this demo apps, and like I have deployed it on the server. So server is kind of the thing that where we deploy our code and everyone can see. You all guys, I'm not sure you know about the Git and that repositories kind of thing or not. So many of the developers or many of the people usually put their code there, and with the link only you can show that yeah, I have created these things, and you can show to everyone. Like the if you are accessing any website, so it is deployed somewhere, that code is stored somewhere. So we usually call that things servers. So you can also do that things if you are creating any demo project, so you can put it on GitHub and you can provide the links to everyone, like I have worked on this and I have the knowledge of this. So for showing purpose it will be good, and you will definitely be get the knowledge about like what practical problems will come in when we are developing something, and that confidence as well you will get that things. So just I suggest that try that by yourself only. And about the interview, like just it will come by the practice only. Just try to solve the complex problems. You will get number of questions for the interviews, technical questions as well and theoretical questions as well. But definitely I'll say don't go with theory only, like try it by yourself. Like we usually do, we like nowadays very like on the YouTube you will get all the series of Java and other things. So just try it by yourself as well, don't just see that things.
Also, sir, for the motivational point of view, Amit, we have also comes from a polytechnic background, if you guys don't know. So I think this is the biggest motivation that you can get. And he's, I think, right now one of the best developers that we have in our company. So I'll ask Amit to share a bit about his journey.
Yeah, definitely, Nitin. And sorry, I forgot that thing. Like, I should tell you about my journey. Like, my journey is like I am from the first batch of Government Polytechnic Gondia only. First only batch. Like after that, I did the engineering, and in engineering, in Polytechnic, I was having the branch of computer, and then engineering, I switched my branch to electronics. But still I have that I'm passionate about the coding only. So I, after completing the engineering, I again moved to the like in the IT sector, and I started like I joined here in 2018. I joined this company, and from last 4 or 5 years I am here only. And here, like if I'll say about the technology stacks, I had till now I have worked on many technologies. Around, I can say, if I'll count a number, so I'll say 20 to 25 technologies till now I have worked. Do you know the numbers, like name of the technologies? More than 20. Like only UI, I'm saying we are having a lot of technologies like React, Angular, Vue.js. For simple designing, we have HTML, and all these things we have worked on this year. But sitting in the small city, like we have achieved the things like we can like easily compare ourselves with the guys of like big companies as well. So like the technologies on, we are also working on that technologies only by sitting in the small city. So it is not like that we are where we are, and like we are working in the startup. Like we are having the exposure of whole world, like we can do and we can work on anything. So this is all about my journey. Nitin, do you have anything else?
Uh, Yeah, so I think this is if you guys have any even till now if you have any doubt that whether we should go for this domain, or will it be very tough to join, or if you have not started anything and you're starting from zero. So I would say I think Amit is the biggest example that we have. So just remember that you can start from anywhere and at any time. So just, having the start is the most important thing. And the people, and if you have any fear about the programming languages, I mean, the people who have created, we are just humans like us. So if they can create it, we can definitely use it. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah, Nitin, thank you. Actually, one more question that I have on behalf of students. Actually, right now they have a project as a subject. In this semester, they have project planning, and in next semester they have project execution. Means implementation will happen in the next semester. So actually, they are confused about how to select topic, how to select platform, what should be the approach for development, how to go with the logical development, implementation kind of thing, etc., etc., etc. Just give them a brief overview how to select a topic that would be useful for them as well as for society, and do something which will have some outcome, and they will definitely at last learn some skills. So give some overview on about the project flow and how they should work on it.
Yes, sir. So, like on the project part, I will definitely say, see how the softwares are getting generated. Like, if we are saying about, just look at the kind of Ola or Uber kind of things, what these guys are doing, or kind of like in Gondia now we have a Zomato as well. So this is kind of a new like actual problem which our community or people usually face the problems, like they are using like they are doing their this kind of work manually. Like if I'll say the billing software, so it helps humans now onwards, like for the if any shopkeeper is there, so he is maintaining his whole stock as well and whole billing as well. So like if you will say like we have to see for the new topics, so you have to see and you have to find out the problems, or like how I can get the things easily, like all the things like we have never thought about the Zomato, and we have never thought about the this Facebook and WhatsApp as well. So someone found this problem that we want to connect all the peoples very easily, and they got the solution. You can read the history of the Facebook as well. The first like application which usually like people use to connect, Facebook was the first application, right? Which like it got familiar and very easily like they have developed with on. If you will learn the history of that, only four people have created that. They started that only. After that, it got a big opportunities, and they got like they acquire the WhatsApp as well now. So just try to see the problems nearby you, like which peoples are facing, and come with the innovative idea. At this stage, like you all are freshers, I will not say it's definitely a big problem for you to. It is not easy, I'll say, to take a topic, but you can search on the internet as well what are the like ongoing projects and ongoing things are there on which peoples are working, and you can still take the existing projects as well, like a hospital management system. If we are taking IRCTC app, we can't create the whole application, but we can create the a single module for that, new thinking for that, like we can do anything with the data, and we can add the new functionalities in that. So like I said you, the CRUD application, so you can create a phone directory for that, and you can like expand it like we can share the whole data of the phone directory like you are getting. So there are so many applications available on the Play Store as well, this kind of small applications. So you can create this kind of like explore all the things whatever you are getting. Just try to find out the new things we can add in that. In any application you can easily get like if you will use any application, you will if you will use it for 10 days, you will get all the things like this function. If this functionalities will be there, I can do it easily. So you can try to build that functionalities there. So in that project as well, you can do that things. Try to create a small modules, then you can expand it more. And for the like technology stack, I'll say you can do it in any technology, in whatever you are free, like in whatever you are, like you are learning. I think you are having in syllabus, you are having, I think, Java and HTML is always be there. So you can create that thing with HTML and Java only. For the server side, you can take Java, and for the front end, you can use HTML as well. So with this, you can create the projects.
Okay. Students, do you have any questions? Okay. So I think there is no questions.
One question is from our side for the students, like guys, we have delivered so many contents to you. So is it, do you feel that is it helpful for you and for your future as well?
Yes, sir.
Only one?
Actually, Amit, the major problem is their communication skill. Right from the beginning, you have started in English, and they are not
No, no, no.
comfortable. The major thing is
They can talk in Hindi as well. We don't have any problem with Hindi.
बच्चों की प्रॉब्लम वही है कि एक्चुअली क्या है, सब गांव से बिलोंग करते हैं, इन्वायरमेंट इनका इंग्लिश रहा नहीं है। तो
Yeah, yeah.
ये तो मेजर प्रॉब्लम यही है कि पहला तो डर है, कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है इनमें। तो कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं होने की वजह से ये एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाते, इनकी प्रॉब्लम भी एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाते, और बैठे रहते हैं। सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम इनकी यही है। तो फर्स्ट हर्डल इज बिगेस्ट हर्डल, आई फील दैट देयर कम्युनिकेशन स्किल, दैट इज द मेन थिंग।
Guys, one thing I'll say, मैं भी गोंदिया से ही हूँ, और मैं भी like I was also not having that much of fluency in the English. So don't be scared about that thing. Like whatever you know, you can tell in Hindi as well. We actually we know Hindi as well. And we are also having the same background. Like I said you that I am also from the government polytechnic Gondia only, and I am also from like the basically I am from Gondia only. So I also like never went outside of the cities like these big cities Pune and Bangalore. So don't think about the city or the place where you are, right? The big things are coming from small places only.
और प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस गाइस इंग्लिश हिंदी नहीं समझती, तो आप बस अपने स्किल पर काम कीजिए। बाकी सब ये कम्युनिकेशंस और ये तो आप ऐसी चीजें जो ब्रश अप कर सकते हैं टाइम के साथ। तो बस अपना स्किल सेट। हाँ बोलिए
सर, क्या आप अपना कांटेक्ट नंबर या ईमेल कुछ शेयर कर सकते हैं?
हाँ बिल्कुल, हम अभिजीत सर के साथ अपनी डिटेल्स शेयर कर देंगे आपको।
ओके सर, ओके।
Okay, so thank you Amit, thank you Nitin, and thank you Sankalp for sharing your precious time with us, for guiding our students, alumni, faculty and staff members of GPS family. Thanks to all IIC committee members for your support and coordination. Special thanks to AICT and MHRD's Institute Innovation Cell, New Delhi. The objective of spreading awareness about innovation, entrepreneurship, and project building, even in remote areas. It is just possible because of AICT and MHRD's IIC initiative. So once again, I thanks to AICT and MHRD's cell also. And at last, special thanks to our principal sir for their moral support and motivation. With this note, I declare end of session. Thank you, Amit. Once again, thank you, Nitin, and thank you, Sankalp. All the students can leave the session. Okay.
थैंक यू गाइस।
Thanks, Abhijit. Thanks, guys. Best of luck for your future. Thank you. Bye bye.